Hey, what's up? This is Eddie with 12 volt soft wash 101. Hey, I'm only making this video because a lot of you guys are getting confused. I have a phone call out with Remco. I spoke to them today. I have another talk with them tomorrow as well. I always tell you guys to get a voltmeter, right? First thing I tell you, if you're gonna call me, make sure you have a voltmeter. Why do we need a voltmeter? Voltmeter, we need to know what voltage we're at, right? We're running a product that's calling for 12 volts, right? So a lot of you guys are taking this a little wrong. Just because Remco puts 10 gauge on their wire, that doesn't mean you could continue running 10 gauge. And this is something that I'm actually talking to Remco about, because if you don't know, if you do not know this, you should not even be wiring up stuff. If you don't know Ohm's law, there's no reason for you to be installing products, because you don't understand resistance, ohms, and the current. And that's why I try to explain to you guys, it's very important to upgrade your wire because you have distance. So what I challenge all of you to do is a voltage drop. I did 2 today. I had a local guy come over, and he was at 12 something on his battery. And then we just fired up the pump without even putting a pressure tip in, without even flowing water. We were at 8 and change. Do you think a 12 volt pump is going to work properly when it's not even getting 12 volts? This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. If you cannot supply the voltage, you are under power. Same as when I designed vehicles, base competition. We had to figure all of our losses out. You can't just stick wire onto a machine and just because it works, it's working. No, actually, you're ripping yourself off. You're working slower. You're getting less pressure. You're failing yourself. And anytime, and I don't care if it's a builder, an installer, or a DIY guy, if you're not checking your voltage drop, you should not even be installing. How do you run wire from reels all the way to a battery that might be 14 feet away? You're just going to continue using whatever wire they tell you that right here, but you have to configure what your ohms loss, there's so much to figure. You just can't add wire to something and call it a day. It doesn't work that way. Why are we having pressure switch issues? Well, most of you are under power. You're at 9 volts. And then when it charges up to the PSI, when you get off the gun, that's the heaviest load it's going to put on it. That's what you need to be checking. You need to check what voltage you're at. If you're not 3 to 10, say 3%, you shouldn't even really be dropping that much because it's 20 amps. 20 amps is serious, guys. You're taking a wire off Amazon or somewhere that's 15 amps. You're taking the blue fuse out, which is 15, and you're sticking a green in, which is 30. Do you think that's proper? The amp wire that you're putting a 30 amp fuse in is literally underrated for what you're trying to draw through it. So if you can't get the voltage to the pump at the voltage that it's pretty much starting at with a little bit of drop, then you're setting yourself up for failure. And if you're buying equipment that's doing this, then the builders aren't doing it right. And I'm fixing a lot of people's stuff out here. And I'm not saying nothing bad about nobody. I challenge you all to go out to your trailers. I don't care what it is. Your pump, your pressure washer, maybe you extended the lines, you turn the key, see where your voltage drop is. Because that voltage drop is going to cause you a lot of problems. The thin wire. You could always go up on wire. You can never go down on wire. Now remember, the lower the number, the thicker the wire. So if you're at a 10 And that's why I keep stressing to you guys, hey, I need you guys to run 8. Run 8. Run 8. Trust me, run 8. It keeps the heat down, it keeps the current flowing, and it keeps the resistance down. If you're running 10, remember, if you're running black and red, it's not 1 foot of wire. It's 2 feet of wire. So if you say, well, I'm only extending it 10 feet. No, you're extending it 20 feet because voltage runs up, back, down, and back. So I challenge all of you. And I was just trying to make this quick. It's not scripted. I have some notes, but I'll go over more with you. I would rather ask you guys to do me that favor. I challenge you to just go online, out to your trailer, stick a voltmeter at your battery, get on the pump, open it. What is it flowing at? Put your pressure tip in. What's it flowing at? Now you're creating resistance. So you're adding pressure. Same as pressure washing. The smaller the tip, what happens? The pressure goes up, right? Same theory. So as it's trying to get more pressure, 12 volt is going to try to get more power. Well, if you don't give it power, it's going to burn up. You're going to burn everything up. So the pressure switches are burning up. And I'm waiting for Remco to call me back. And then I'll make another video. Have a great night. Please check your equipment.